So I'm back at Carron Valley, and it is a cold one tonight. Like, although it's only about freezing, I say only, it feels a lot colder than this. So on my last ride, I had a little bit of a snafu. I thought it was a pinch puncture. If I wasn't so close to the car, I would have considered using the bacon strips to try and plug the hole. Given how close I was, it was just easier to walk back. But the other part of it was, because it was so close to the bead, it's not going to be the best of fixes anyway. I finally relented and bought myself some rim packs. So I've got some tyre inserts both on the front and the rear. I'm running their mix. I've got their Pro compound in the rear, which is their dual compound, and then their original in the front. And I tried my best to fit them, I really did, but I managed to. So I needed to change the tyre on the rear wheel anyway. Tried to put on a fresh, exact same tyre that came off of it, but with the Santa Cruz carbon reserves and 2.4 inch wide trail tyres and the Rim Pack Pros, there wasn't a lot of room to manoeuvre in there. Yeah, I snapped 2 tyre levers trying to get the thing on before I relented and took it up to Green Rig Cycles, which is like 5 minutes drive from me tops, and let them have the pain. The unfortunate downside is my brand new tyre, which I spent what, 60 odd pounds on, because I'd wrenched on the tyre carcass that much to try and get the tyre on, and I was doing all the right things. I was centre beading so you get more room in the width. No, not having it. Because I'd wrenched on it that much, I think I've actually torn some of the plies in the sidewall. Here's an example of what the wheel looks like. Now I can promise you the rim is true, but the tyre is just wobbling around. Now, I've not ridden it yet. That's what tonight's ride is, to see how bad it is. But it might be time to get another new tyre on the rear. I'll have to go for something wider. Ideally, I'd go for the Maxxis Minion DHR2 at 2.6 inches, wide trail, double down, 120 ply, but that doesn't exist, seemingly. They only do 2.6s in standard 120 ply, not double 120 ply. I'm at a loss. Do I continue on with the DHRs, or do I go back to Schwalbe's and the good old Hans Dumps on the rear? I have ridden Magic Marys and Hans Dumps, all the bikes I've had since I had the Strive. So the Sender, the Strive and this, all the bikes I've had have pretty much been Maxxis tyres. So I go back to the Schwalbe's, and then which compound do I get? Because it's an e-bike and it's heavier and landings are heavier and yada 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 yada. So many choices and decisions. So I'm hoping tonight's ride at least gives me some idea as to how this tyre's behaving. Given how cold it is, don't plan on doing many runs. Might even just do the one run, just to get me out of the house, fresh air. But even one run should be more than enough to tell how the tyre's behaving, especially on these berms. So as you can also tell, camera angle has changed, although it's changed a couple of times in this video. Camera angle has changed again from previous videos. I have gone back to an old technology. yes, I've gone back to a gimbal, but also before I bought the Karma grip, I used to run the Fayutech WG2 wearable gimbal, which was great for the Hero 5, the Hero 7, but they, as far as I could tell, never released a mount for the Hero 9. And then when I got rid of my Hero 5, gave it to Matt from university, I also gave him the gimbal because I had no use for it, as I had the Karma grip then. However, searching recently, I've seen that Fayutech do the WG2X even, which they've had out for a few years now. I think when I bought the G2, whatever it is, I think when I bought that, it was not long after I bought it, it had come out. So it was a good couple of years ago. But more recently, they've released the mounted frame and counterweight for the Hero 9 and Hero 10 on the WG2. So I managed to get a refurbished WG2X direct from Fayutech, £110 delivered, including the mount for the Hero 9. So it'll be interesting to see how this behaves. Now, one thing I can definitely tell is, in order to get a decent camera angle, I have to have you up high. But to have you up high means that it's beyond the limit of the elastic straps. So I might have to go back to wearing a rucksack again. Oh well, that's not the end of the world. But I am obviously acutely aware of shooting at night from the chin isn't always the best shot. And also, even when I have got full brightness on both lights, sometimes it's just not enough for the Hero 9 to stabilise. So at least adding a mechanical stabilisation should make life look better. But the proof will be in that pudding. So, thanks to Storm Arwen on Friday there, which probably by the time I upload this video will be like a month ago at least, the big storm that we had on the east coast, all of the Tweed Valley is currently closed. So many trails have been affected. Whole areas of forest just flattened. And the risk of fallen trees which are caught up like that runs a risk to anyone riding or walking. So Forestry Commission have closed off the Tweed Valley's forests, which means for the meantime night riding is going to have to remain at Carron Valley or maybe Comrie. It's cheaper on fuel, I guess. finding it hard to tell if that's ice that's hitting me or just very cold water. I can certainly feel the comfort of the inserts at least. I know that's quite wasteful, but I'm just going to do the one lap. Hands are a bit on the sore side. Been a few days since I've been on the bike. And it's cold. Oh, it's cold. So rather than push one's luck, I'm going to call it there. My verdict on the back wheel, I don't think I've noticed it. I think it's okay. I'm going to certainly keep my eye on it, that's for sure. So now I just hope that the footage is half decent. Back to using the lav mic on the forehead, which is more editing fun, but I'm after a half decent video quality, even if the riding isn't necessarily half decent. Anyway guys, short and sweet one, quite a waffly one, but I've still had fun. So, till next time guys, peace!